My oh my, it was an action-packed event at Daytona today, especially since it was the conclusion of the Roar Before the 24 and the first ever Motul Pole Award 100. Hey guys, my name is Matt Skipper. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Pole Award 100 and all the controversy that really shouldn't be there, but let's talk about all the news lines and what you missed from today's events. So today was the final day of the Roar Before the 24, and to say the least, it really showed a lot of what the drivers are capable of, who the drivers are that are strongest on each team, and what we should be expecting going into the Rolex 24 weekend. And as I said in yesterday's video, you can't bet against Cadillac because, well, they won today. The Action Express 31 won the race, meaning they have the pole for the Rolex 24. Now, I think the reason why everybody's excited about the 31 getting the pole is because it's Chase Elliott, the NASCAR Golden Boy, the current, actually the defending Cup Series champion. So this is an exciting time for Chase Elliott fans that are trying to see, all right, is Chase good in other cars? Well, I think the performance today from the 31 says everything about what to expect from Cadillac and Action Express coming into the Rolex 24. Now, it seems like there is some, I guess, hot takes from the Action Express team, their feelings about their competitive manufacturers, specifically Felipe Nasr, saying that Acura and Mazda are sandbagging? But let's see about that. So according to the Sports Car 365 article, it says that Felipe Nasr alleges that the level of sandbagging seen at the Roar Before the Rolex 24, including Sunday's Motul Pole Award 100, had been, quote, joke in the DPI class in which their rival manufacturers would have shown their hand. Well, Felipe, I mean, let's be honest here. Cadillac is good. I think it's just that you guys are way too good. I mean, Acura is, when they were with Penske, they were a threat, but it's not Penske anymore. It's Wayne Taylor Racing, and I don't know if they're going to get the Acura figured out for the first race, especially with, and Mazda too. I know if there were two Mazda cars, you could say that they were sandbagging, but there's only one, so I don't know if you can really make that claim that they're sandbagging, especially since they finished second behind you guys. I mean, Mazda has been a tough team to beat, but other than their engine failures or their mechanical failures or Yost leaving them, somehow Mazda is just still there, but I don't think that it's enough to beat a Cadillac at the Rolex 24. So to the Action Express team, if any of you would ever watch this video, just know that I am sure that you guys are going to be safe during the Rolex 24. I feel like your Cadillac is going to be very, very trustworthy, and I think it's going to be fast enough to be ahead of them. And Jimmy Johnson was also in the car today, was actually the first driver out there. It looked like he was having a little bit of trouble at the start with the wet conditions, but then as it started to dry off and he felt a little bit more comfortable. I'd say as his stint progressed, before he got out of the car, he looked comfortable, and that's a great sign from Jimmy Johnson, because I know he was a second off pace, so seeing Johnson getting that track time, getting that track experience, getting the different conditions under his belt, I will tell you, he is going to be much more comfortable in that car when it comes time to the Rolex 24 weekend. Now, it wasn't all Action Express stinking up the show. There were other teams that were in the running to win, specifically the Chip Ganassi Racing crew. Bad strategy put them back. They will be starting last in the class. However, all my Denmark people, Kevin Magnussen was the fastest driver. He was leading the whole time until he went to pit, and then swapped out, and it just didn't pan out from there. It happens. You know, last is, you don't want to be in last, but I mean, there are only 7 cars in the DPI category, so just don't put your heads down too much. Kevin Magnussen, Renger van de Zandt, Scott Dixon, and Marcus Ericsson, though they are memes at times, they're very good drivers, and I mean, always Chip Ganassi is the one to bet on when it comes to the Rolex 24. As mentioned before, Mazda finished second in the Moto Pole Award 100. Oliver Jarvis was the main driver with Harry Tinknell, but you know, they were there. It just, I don't know if they have that speed. If they even have the willing to compete with Cadillac for the overall win. They could. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm, but it's not likely, especially since these new Cadillac teams have just really been spanking booty. Lastly, Acura, Meyer Shank really hasn't shown the speed. I know they're trying as hard as they can to get their car together, but it just, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work for this year's Rolex. Either do I feel like that with Wayne Taylor. Acura, it just does not feel like they're there this year. It sucks, but really, what can you do about it? You know, just go for it when the Rolex comes around. Just make the changes in practice. That's really all you can hope for at this point. You've got your qualifying order, and that's really how it's going to stay for the rest until the green flag drops. So just hopefully Acura can be up there, being another competitive machine to beat Cadillac. LMP2, not much to be said there. Ben Keating in the Wins car. They were just spanking booty as well. They actually spun on the pace lap, which was kind of funny. But, I mean, they put on a clinic for the rest of the LMP2 cars. So, you can't really laugh at them too much. But, you know, they're there. Ben Keating, he has a good chance of winning the Rolex 24, not only with LMP2, but I believe in GTD as well, because he's going to be doing the double again this year. GTLM, telling you, it's the Corvette show. 1-2, it was Corvette. BMW, it did not look good for them. You could make the joke that they're sandbagging, but there was no competition there from BMW. It just felt like they were there, just logging laps, didn't care about their position. I mean, there's not even that many cars in GTLM, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just out there logging laps, getting track time, not actually going for the pole. But hey, Corvette, that C8, that's one to look out for. So I just want to say for LMP3, y'all did your part. Y'all did your part in not making yourself the locals of the Rolex 24 this year. I mean, after the mess that was Prototype Challenge and the couple of hiccups during night practice, y'all got your act together. I will say. Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but hopefully nothing changes during Rolex 24 weekend. But yeah, LMP3 gets an A+ in my grade book. So lastly, just want to talk about GTD. Not too much competition there. A lot of cars just logging laps. Again, I don't know. I mean, you really could make the case that some teams are sandbagging, but the Turner Motorsport car with Bing Chungus himself, Colton Herta, I mean, they're a great team. I wouldn't say Turner is just one of the teams that's just finishing out there first and is going to drop back during the 24. I'm betting you that GTD is still going to be super competitive by time when the 24 starts. GTD is always going to be competitive, so we'll just see how that pans out. So to recap the Roar Before the 24, this was a fun weekend to finally be back at a track, filming, photographing, hanging with friends. This was a really, really good weekend to just sit back, enjoy, laugh at Prototype Challenge. But other than that, it's been a really, really fun time. And I cannot wait for this week to be the Rolex 24 week. It's been a long, last year was way too long. So it's great to be back for the Rolex 24. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you guys want to do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next video.